quadratic functions. At the top of this toolkit, we look at the quadratic parent function, which is the function f of x equals x squared. We're going to create a table for the parent function, and the parent function is already graphed right here. You'll notice the shape of the parent function. This shape is called a parabola. A parabola is a U-shaped curve. So not only is the shape of the quadratic parent function a parabola, every single quadratic function graph is also a parabola. Let's go ahead and fill in the table. So when x is -3, f of x is -3 times -3, which is +9. -2 times -2 is 4. When x is -1, f of x is -1 times -1, which is 1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, and 3 squared is 9. So we see the symmetry in the table as well as symmetry on the graph. The first transformation that we are looking at is the effect of a parameter, an a value, being multiplied by the x squared. So this first example, well, first let's point out this one right here. That is the parent function. Now we're going to look at g of x. G of x equals 5x squared. So we're multiplying the x squared by 5. This is considered a large A, an A greater than 1. So when A is greater than 1, we make the graph steeper, and we can think of that as a vertical stretch. For every x value, the y value is now bigger, vertical stretch. So this is going to be the graph of g of x equal to 5x squared, the steeper vertically stretched graph. When that a value is small, as in the case of h of x, equal to 1/2 x squared, now we have a vertical compress, or we can think of the graph being flatter. So for any x value, the y value is now smaller. We're compressing the graph vertically, or we can think of it being flatter. When my a value is negative, this reflects the graph over the x-axis. Another way of saying this is it makes the parabola open down. So let's see, when x is -2, -2 squared. -2 times -2 is 4, and then this becomes -4. -1 squared. -1 times -1 is +1. And then this becomes -1. -0 squared is just 0. There's no -0. -1 squared. 1 squared is 1. This is -1. -2 squared. 2 squared is 4 times -1 is -4. So here is my graph of f of x equal to -x squared. And you can see that it is a parabola just like my parent function, but it's the parent function reflected over the x-axis.